As you can tell, this place doesn't look so nice. Yeah, my parents didn't have that much money growing up, but you know, I'm grateful they brought me to America, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I am today. So this is a little story about how I grew up in America, coming from China. But first, I want to shout out to my parents, coming from China, working hard, rice farmers, you know what I mean, coming from the village, coming from brick walls, you know what I'm saying, no toilet bowls, pissing in holes, shitting in holes. They've came a far way, and I respect that. And that's what makes me hustle as hard as I can today. You know what I'm saying? So I hope this story that I'm telling y'all will motivate y'all, because I've been through a lot of shit. And, you know, you can turn that shit into sugar. So peep it. When I moved here, I was only 5 years old. 1988, Chinatown, New York, Manhattan, Lower East Side. That's where I stayed. That's where I started to grow. The only thing I can remember happening in China is being in class and getting hit with a ruler because I didn't do something correct. I don't remember exactly what it is. I think it was math. And another thing I remember only from China is a firecracker snapping in my hand, cracking in my hand. And I never mess with firecrackers anymore. And then taking the ferry from Hong Kong to somewhere. I just remember being on the ferry, on the boat. That's to America. But living in Chinatown Manhattan, man, it was hard. Going to PS1, that was the school that I went to on Monroe Street. Going to PS1. Next to the Smith Projects is right there. There was a lot of blacks, Hispanics, and a lot of Asians. The popularity of Asians is way more than the blacks and Hispanics. And there was a lot of Asians that did not speak English. But me going there in elementary, at the age of 5, I got to learn and pick up English from my classmates and the teachers. I started celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving and Halloween because of the school celebrations. That was some stuff that was unfamiliar from coming from China. So when Christmas started coming, and I saw the kids getting these toys that I couldn't afford, that my mom didn't understand, I was feeling kind of jealous. I felt like I didn't get anything. I'm like, how come he got all that and I ain't got nothing? I would cry in class because I saw this kid playing with his Transformers. I ain't got nothing. I'm like, damn. But there was this one incident I actually experienced that made me interested in Christmas. And it was the teacher that I had around, I think 3rd grade, 4th grade, I can't remember, but she had black curly hair and she was really nice to me. And she asked the whole class what they wanted for Christmas. And I wrote Ninja Turtles toys. And at this time, Ninja Turtles was popping, you know what I mean? And Christmas came, I didn't know what was gonna happen, but somebody just knocked on my door. I don't even know how they got up to my door. And they were knocking, and I opened it, and it was 2 people. It was like a boy and a girl, and they were like, "Merry Christmas," and then gave me the gifts, and I was like, "Oh shoot!" And it was all 4 members, one each toy. Like, she bought 4 toys for me, and I was just so happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy talking about it right now. Like, damn, I'm grateful for that. That was cool. And I appreciate her because she was the only one ever in my life to buy me a Christmas gift like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody else ever bought me such a thing like that was that great. You know? And my mom decided to take me to church one day because she knew how it was like in the neighborhood. And from then on, when I went to church, that's when I met Jin The MC. So when I was going to PS1, one of my best friends, he knew how to draw and I knew how to draw. one thing we did have was skills. If we didn't have those toys and we didn't have all those nice materials that those kids have, the nice clothes, we had drawing skills. And that's why we were best buddies, because he could draw and I could draw. I was drawing Spider-Man and Venom around 4th grade. And we was always there since elementary to like 5th, 6th grade. Then he started doing the bad things because his older brother was into the bad things, who was an artist too. And me hanging out with him, I was acting bad too. He's still my homeboy till today, but he's not the same anymore. And I just want to speak about the stories because this is how we were raised. So we knew about all the other gangs in the streets. We never chose to join the gangs. We were our own clique. We had a few other homeboys, but me and him was like brothers, bro. Like, he was definitely the one with the more energy. I was fat and chubby. I was the one that was always coming up with some ideas and shit, like how to steal this, how to get that, where to hide, stuff like that, where to go, what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like one incident when we set up a plan to go steal some cassette players and some CD players. And it was in Chinatown. And we're like, yo, this is what we're going to do. This is me. I'm setting up the plan. We're going to go in there. We're all going to stand there and ask him to show us this and then show us that one and then show us that one. When he turns around on the last one, when we all have one, run out the door, you know what I'm saying? And one time, right after school, we went to go do that. And I'm all the way further. I should have been the one standing closest to the door, but I was the one further from the door. And the homeboys, man, when they both got theirs and then he was turning to get mine, they ran so quick. I was like, oh shit, they ran without letting me know. And then I was the last one to run out. By the time I figured to run out, they were already out the door. I'm like, and then I ran out. I don't even have anything. So I'm running and I see my other homeboy sitting there. And then I see him behind me running at me with a fucking machete. The shit that you used to chop the chicken with, the soy sauce chicken, that big ass motherfucking knife. And I was like, oh shit, I'm running. I'm like, I hope. And my friend sees me running. I'm like, damn. So I kind of fell down because I was too tired. And then he came and started threatening me and telling me, where's my friends? I was like, I don't know him. He just took me. And I don't really remember what happened after that. If he called the cops, got my number, but eventually, I don't know what happened to me, man. I don't think I went to jail because I was so young. I was like 11 years old, 12 years old, actually. Was out at the Chinatown Fair one time. This dude was talking mad shit and he was trying to get him for his change. You know what I'm saying? I used to be the one, man, I don't do this shit no more and I don't want any kids to do this. But I used to be the one that reached in the pockets and talk the shit and grab the money and all he does is threaten the dude. And one time we only fuck with like the Fukinese dudes, you know what I'm saying? The Fukinese kids, we picked on them. We didn't pick on the Chinese dudes. You know what I mean? Because the Fukinese were the ones that we thought were like roaches and shit, fresh off the boat, which was fucked up. But yeah, we had beef with the Fukinese. And one morning, this is right during school, like right after the bell rang, there's a place where you can buy cigarettes. Right before school, kids are over here buying candy, buying quarter waters and quarter juices, buying bags of chips, their bubble gum, and we over there playing video games and smoking cigarettes inside. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. We got busted there one time, but that was a place where we kicked it at. And one time we were gonna skip school, and this kid, we threatened him, and he had $100, and he didn't want to give it up. And man, my homeboy was like, I'll cut you right now. And he had the knife right to his neck. And I'm like, chill, man, relax. I had to tell him to relax. He was like a Rottweiler off the chain, man. You fuck with him, he's ready to go. You can't stop him. And he somehow got him to give up the $100. I don't know what he did, but I think he punched him or something. And I was like, damn, man. But karma's a bitch, man. We've been through some shit. I'm just saying that's what happened growing up. We would taking people for change, quarters, whatever it was, and we go to Chinatown Fair and arcades to play. We go to 34th Street, Macy's, you know what I'm saying? We learned how to boost from other gangsters in the streets, and it was crazy, man. Young kids, you know, this is the non-cell phone days, man. And as we grew up older, we only had like 50 cents, a dollar, you know, it was a struggle. After church, I actually got worse. I was good. I stopped cussing, cursing, saying the F word here and there. On the weekends, I went to church on Sundays. Actually, let me tell you one story about a time where we went across the water to I think we went to Long Island to the swimming pool or something, and we passed the Statue of Liberty. I remember that day. I can't swim, and I tried to learn how to swim. And this dude, Jen, didn't know I couldn't swim. So I'm over here chilling by the water. There's a lot of people there, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's there. And a lot of young kids just enjoying their time. And he chooses to dunk me in the water, pushes me down. If you don't know what dunking is when you push somebody down in the water and you dunk them. And I try to get back up and I'm floating in the water like I don't know how to swim. You know, he had to save me back, man. I was choking. I was coughing out water, man. That was that was the one thing I can't forget that he did. And I told him that shit too when he came to Houston to perform and we linked back up. We reunited, kicked it into VIP. I told him about that story. We laughed about it, you know what I'm saying? I told him I started rapping, but I was only able to spit one verse at that time, one line, and then I would mess up. And he was like, yeah, just keep going. And I knew I could do it, you know what I'm saying? I just was really inspired to see that, wow, one of my old friends from church is now a superstar, the first Asian rapper ever. But what happened after Vacation Bible School is that I went back to the streets. I went back to who I was going to be eventually because the Sunday schools didn't last long enough. I'm saying I got tired of it. I started cussing more.